Quite a few people have been asking for an update on these TRICKER Maltons, and looking back through my videos, I do realise that I haven't done an update at all on these. I've had these for 2 years or so, and well overdue for an update. Absolutely fantastic British classic shoemaking brand, TRICKER'S, formed in 1829. 6 generations still operate the company, and they're based up in the heart of shoemaking, bootmaking in the UK in Northampton. So absolutely fantastic shoes. Boots haven't been worn as much as some of our other boots, so when we talk about things like the longevity of the sole, I can't truly vouch for how long wearing this would be. These have been worn in rotation in the office, obviously home working. I'm in the office much less frequently than I used to be, and sort of for special events. These are my go-to boots for going somewhere nice, dressing up. Absolutely beautiful boots. And as I said in the first video, TRICKER'S were one of my wish list brands. Something I'd sort of aspired to trying out owning over a number of years, and eventually I had the opportunity to pick these up, and yeah, very pleased with them. Cost of entry has gone up a little. I was checking out the prices, so I think when these were last reviewed sort of 2 years or so ago, they were just coming in under £500. They're now around £585, so pretty top-end boots. There are more expensive ones. Churches for One recently put up their prices and now come in probably around about £1,000 or just slightly above for a pair of boots like this. So, you know, they're not the most expensive boots out there, but they're pretty up there. You'd always find something more expensive, but you know, these are the pinnacle, I believe, of British bootmaking, or up there with those brands, and they do come with that price. So what have my experience has been with these? Really just all good. The break-in was nothing to write home about. Very easy break-in. You've of course got this lovely wide, what we call a country last, which is sort of traditional on a brogue boot. They are country boots first and foremost. The fact they've sort of sneaked into our consciousness when it comes to formal wear, offices and so forth is a quirk of how fashion develops over time. But you know, these are ultimately an outdoors boot, hence the chunky commando sole. The whole patterns were originally, I believe, went all the way through many moons ago and actually helped drain out water from your boots when you're out in the countryside. So they're built for a thick sock, also built for the English foot, which is a little bit wider. My feet are certainly a little bit wider than average, I think. So absolutely fantastic break-in. This lovely calf leather, which we'll speak about in a little bit more detail in a moment. Very supple, no sort of hot spots. The cork midsole quickly shaped to your foot, or my foot rather. Yeah, so break-in absolutely fine. I went true to size on these, so these are size 8. Size 8 is what I consider my true size. And yeah, I wouldn't have had it any other way. Certainly when you are putting on that thicker sock for the winter months, they're absolutely perfect. Very pleased with these. Going on to the leather, now we mentioned it, this is what TRICKER'S call their sea shade leather. It's a sort of mid-tan calf, and to get this really lovely flat tone to it, there's no changing tone as you sort of polish this, or it doesn't attract really any patina. I love this flat tone. Normally I'm all about the patina, but on these it's just such a nice colour, and I think they just look really good just in that flat tone. So to get that, I understand you've got to use pretty top end calf skin, slightly thicker than normal. TRICKER'S use sustainably sourced free range animals, so no, I guess, battery farming, I guess, but you know, they pick the best hides, and they use a 2-step process using both chrome and veg tan. Don't know the details, I'm no expert on leather, but they certainly go the extra mile for this. I've only given them a little bit of treatment they really are needing a quick refresh. I'm just using a neutral beeswax cream. Bought these from Herring, and they provided the cream with them, which is a nice touch. But you know, that is absolutely fine. Doesn't sort of create any change in colour, which is really what I aim to achieve with these. Just really like the colouring. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. True to size, easy break in. Lots of life left in these. Obviously, when it comes down to maintenance, TRICKER'S will not only resole them, which is exactly what you'd expect with a welted construction, a boot of this quality and price, but they will completely rebuild it from top to bottom on the original last. So effectively, a little bit of investment in the future years, these boots could last you forever. So, you know, pretty expensive cost of entry, as I say, just shy of £600. Seems a lot of money, but I think you're getting a pretty top-end product. So what we'll do is we will come in for a little bit of a close-up, and then we'll wrap it up. Starting from the bottom, you've got this fantastic Commando sole, pretty sort of firm rubber, seems to be working or wearing really well. Awful for picking up stones and sticks. Every time I look on the bottom of these, there's something else stuck in them, but I think that's par for the course with a Commando sole generally. But yeah, very hard wearing. I tend to over pronate or supinate, whichever one it is. So slight wear on the outside edge there, but yeah, lots and lots of life left in them. Huge profile on these, so much tread. They're going to last an absolute lifetime, and obviously resolable. On the sole construction, you obviously got a few layers of leather. Really nice detailing, great burnishing out the factory. I do need to get a bit more wax or polish into that. Just naturally, these sort of really sort of chunky welts, you will give them a little bit of a kick, and it does need to be freshened up. Never quite sure on what product to use on that. If anyone knows the perfect product to refinish the burnished edges of your sole, I'd love to know. Pointed out in the first video, there's this little detailing along the edge here around the sort of heel stack. Wasn't sure on the purpose. Talking through the comments on that video, I think this is done by something called a clicker wheel. It's simply an embellishment by the maker, just that little detail to give it a little bit more visual appeal. Something you find on higher end boots just because it's that little bit of extra flourish. Moving up, we've got obviously a storm welt, so that little lip returning up there is designed just to keep the water away from the underside of your upper. Just a physical barrier, just to help out with waterproofing. Wonderful stitching all the way around. I've never sort of noticed a stitch out of place on these, and you know, through a couple of years of wear, nothing has slipped or failed. Absolutely perfect. This lovely tan calf skin. I'll say it a number of times in this video, but I love this flat coloration. Absolutely beautiful. Really nice broguing details. Just absolutely classic. Always reminds me of the cartoon shoes in Mr. Men. I think it's got a bit more style than that, but you know, love that detail. Really chunky. Very gentle creasing as these are broken in. Generally, I understand that to be a sign of a sort of tight-grained quality leather. Obviously, keeping these on shoe trees helps maintain their shape and so forth. Laces, sometimes a bit of a grumble about how laces wear. Absolutely perfect, as you'd imagine. Really lovely boots. Yeah, nice detailing up the heel stay there. Yeah, just beautiful. Yeah, getting better with age, but without picking up any sort of huge patina, maintaining that lovely calf mid-tan coloration. Just moving on to the other boot, just taking the laces out just so you can see inside. Obviously we've got the bellows tongue, got this lovely lining, really supple. Don't know whether that's goat skin or anything else, but if you know, let me know. Handwritten information, model, size, so forth on the inside there. And you can see slight changes in tone on the inside with wear, as you'd expect. So the heel cup is still perfect. There's a little bit of wear on there, but these fit super well, so very minimal wear. The heel pad, I think they call it the heel sock, strangely, still perfect with the print still really visible. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Really as good as they came out of the factory. If I can sort out a little bit of that refresh on the burnishing there, they'll look absolutely spot on. Well, that pretty much brings us to the end of the update. As I say, I've been wearing these for 2 years in fairly light rotation. They are due for a little bit of a freshen up with the neutral boot cream, shoe cream here, beeswax based. What TRICKER'S do recommend is actually using a oak brown cream. Creams only impart a small amount of coloration. They've got a very limited amount of pigment in them, and then following that up with a mid-tan polish, which carries a little bit more pigment. So I think I probably will invest in that. I really, as I say, really love this colour. I want to do everything I can to preserve it. Don't really want to add any sort of variation to it. I really love those flat tones, but I think they probably do need a little bit more than the basic shoe cream. In terms of other care, really light touch with these. A little bit of brush off, wipe down. Nothing too involved. But the thing that I'd always recommend, and please invest in shoe trees for any quality shoe or boot. I've got, I don't know, a dozen pairs of shoe trees, and I pretty much use them in everything. Don't use them in my Red Wings so much. A viewer did say that that was, you know, something I should consider, but certainly for a formal shoe where you really want to keep that shape and just keep them sort of pristine, shoe trees, massively wise investment. They don't need to cost a fortune. Always go for cedar. It's got a sort of anti-odour sort of property. I think it's sort of slightly antibacterial. But certainly it's got a gentle scent, and yeah, cedar's the way to go. Don't need to be expensive. I think there's about £20 off eBay. Worth it. So that's about it. Need to go back through my channel and find out what other updates I owe you guys, because that is always what the channel's been about. So if I haven't done a follow-up on a review, I really need to do that, because that's what we all want to see, isn't it? Okay, well, if you haven't seen the channel before, please check it out. Lots of quality footwear, denim, everyday carry, fountain pens, pen knives, that sort of stuff. Do check it out. You might find that we share some other common interests. If you found this useful, give it a thumbs up. If you've had these boots or other boots from TRICKER'S, please share your experiences, good or bad. Really want to know how they've worked out for you, and I'll see you for the next video. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.